The information in this webinar is not intended to treat or cure any disease and is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Barrier number 2 is what I call environmental deficiency. So in addition to all the loads of toxins that are coming into our bodies and creating disease and unhappiness, we are also suffering from diseases of deficiency or depletion. Now, these are degenerative diseases like osteoporosis, anemia, heart disease, infertility, and cancer. If you're wondering how the diseases of deficiency happen, here's a couple studies that are really interesting. One study sponsored by the National Institute of Health shows that 68% of Americans are magnesium deficient. Other experts put the number closer to 80% of Americans being magnesium deficient. Now, that's pretty big. Many people are deficient in vitamin B6, iron, vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin B12, and vitamin E. Only 14% of adults in the United States have the minimum recommended amount of daily fruits and vegetables. And so, as you can see, most of the people in the United States just aren't getting the vitamins and minerals they need every day to keep their bodies healthy. Now, micronutrients, micro means small, micronutrients such as vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, antioxidants, all these things are found in plant food. And other nutrients such as omega-3 fats, those micronutrients help us to prevent and reverse chronic illness such as heart disease, neurological disease, autoimmune disease, cancer, obesity, and besides, they just help us feel energetic and strong. And when we're deficient in these micronutrients, we set ourselves up for fatigue, illness, and early death from chronic disease. Now, besides the micronutrients, there's non-nutrients such as water and fiber that are also really important to help us prevent and reverse chronic illness and to help us look better, feel better, and perform better, which is what we're talking about today. But 95% of Americans don't get enough fiber, and over 65% of Americans don't get enough water every day. Now, that's pretty disturbing, but we're not just deficient nutritionally. Many of us have deficiencies in our happiness, deficiencies in sleep, movement, exercise, fresh air, sunshine. We have deficiencies in education, job satisfaction, relationships, intellectual stimulation, the list goes on. And we don't really take care of ourselves the way that we should. In addition to all these other deficiencies, we have an abundance of stress, self-loathing, guilt, shame, and fear. This is just as detrimental to our health as having lots of toxins in our environment. Scientists have known for a long time that stress and unhappiness significantly contribute to just about every chronic illness out there. So when you think about it, when we have all these deficiencies and all this negative stuff coming our way, what are we programmed to do? What does the media teach us to do? We try to fix the situation by depriving ourselves even more, by starving our bodies with low-calorie diets and radical cleanses like the Master Cleanse, which is just maple syrup and lemon juice and cayenne pepper, and more stress and further depleting ourselves with too much work and exercises that hurt us. Then we beat ourselves up and constantly have a negative script running through our heads because all this extra deprivation isn't working to make us thin and happy and healthy. So remember when I said earlier that you need to detox the right way or you'll hurt yourself instead of help yourself? When you're looking for detoxification programs, you need to make sure that you're not depriving yourself of imperative nutrients and dieting or detoxing at the expense of your health and happiness, which is, I think that's what we're all kind of programmed to do from the medical world and the media. That's just what we all kind of default to. Now, when I work with my patients to find a detox program that's right for them, I find that it's helpful to explore their motivation for losing weight or detoxing. And I just want you to make a quick mental note. What is your motivation for detoxing or for going on a diet? Many times my patients are motivated by fear of being sick or fear of having health problems or shame and guilt about the way their body looks or performs or just general self-loathing. I find that these are the people who try to fix their problems with more environmental deprivation and unhealthy approaches. And a big part of my philosophy is to help people shift their motivation to loving their bodies, loving their environment, and loving themselves so that they can choose more nourishing and supportive self-care options instead of more deprivation. A big part of my mission is to help people redefine and heal their relationship with their food, their exercise, and their bodies, and their lives, so that they can be motivated by love instead of fear, guilt, shame, or self-loathing. It's really my mission to help people turn what they should do into what they love to do. So it's time to switch our deprivation mentality to something that will bring us health, happiness, and help us to accomplish our goals through self-love and self-care. And the easiest way to do this is with a mentor who knows how to educate you about scientifically based wellness solutions that encourage living consciously and sustainably. So step number 2, or solution number 2, if deprivation and deficiency is the problem, the solution, of course, is to add in all the good stuff that you need to grow, thrive, and be happy. I'm talking about a total environmental redesign of our diets, our relationships, our self-talk, and giving ourselves all the necessary good stuff we need for optimum health and happiness. Things like a nutrient-dense whole food diet, clean water, fresh air, lots of fun, sunshine, movement, spirituality, connecting with the earth, healthy relationships, exercise, stress management, and positive thought patterns. Those are the things that are really going to nourish us. Modern science is showing us that just taking the toxins out of our lives and leaving a big empty hole just doesn't work. We end up filling up that hole with all the same stuff that was there before. That's why most people regain all their weight back plus more after calorie-restricted diets. It's important to know how to replace all the things you remove with nourishing alternatives that you love. I know I said it before, but I need to emphasize that there are so many problems associated with detoxifying at the expense of your health and happiness. I know that many of us are trying to add good stuff into our lives, but the problem is that if we haven't cleared out any room for it, if our environment is so full of toxins, there isn't room for anything else. For instance, if you're hungry and you fill up on a bag of potato chips and a soda, you're not going to be hungry for healthy food. Or if you're in a toxic environment at work or in a dysfunctional relationship, you don't have a lot of room in your life for healthy, nurturing relationships. So what we need to do is to clear all the toxins out of our environment that we identified in step 1 to make some space. Then we need to fill up that space with nourishment for our body, mind, and soul, like a whole food plant-based diet, meditation, deep breathing, exercise, movement, and relationships that fill us up with joy. Now, I know for many people that's a long and intimidating list, and what you probably want is one quick thing you can do right now to make yourself feel better, right? So I'm going to tell you one of the action steps you can take right now today to start feeling good in a matter of minutes. Now, I find that when we learn to nourish ourselves with the food we eat every day, we start to feel better really fast. We have lots of extra energy, we have a better outlook on life, and then we can start working on the things that are just as important but maybe a little bit more abstract. So if we learn to create a self-care practice every time we put something in our mouth, it will help us to create habits that are nourishing for us in all other aspects of our lives. Now, whether you eat the standard American diet or if you're paleo or vegan or omnivore, the research shows us that the best way to prevent and reverse illness and to feel better fast is to eat more fruits and vegetables. The experts are telling us that the best way to get healthy and stay healthy is to be eating a whole food plant-based diet that includes between 9 and 18 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. Now, if that seems like a lot for you, don't worry. I'm going to teach you how to make this really easy and really delicious. The quickest, easiest, and tastiest way I know to get 10 servings of vegetables in is by drinking a quart of green smoothie every single day. Now, not just any green smoothie will do. If you add lots of sugar and dairy and other high glycemic items like fruit juice, you'll probably be doing more damage than good. But when you make a green smoothie from leafy greens, berries, nuts, seeds, and other healthy fats, you can easily get 10 or more servings of cancer-fighting, health-promoting, fat-busting fruits and vegetables in less than 10 minutes per day. And I think you'll agree that's a valuable 10 minutes to be spending in the kitchen every day, no matter what your schedule looks like. You'll also be getting tons of fiber and other awesome nutrition that will help you look and feel amazing. Now, if you want to add some plant-based protein into your green smoothie, you'll have an easy and quick breakfast or meal that will keep you full and energized all day. Now, to make this easy and awesome for you, I've added a few of my favorite green smoothie recipes to the resource guide so that you can try them out today. All you need is a blender, some leafy greens, and some fruit, and you're on your way to amazing health.